In this video, I'm going to quickly show you 5 beginner formulas for the beginner Excel person so that you can learn how to kind of start manipulating data in a very efficient way. And in further videos, I'll show you some more formulas, but I'm going to really start with the really basic ones here first. So let's start with sum. Sum basically takes a group of numbers and adds them up. It's really that simple. So manually, you could obviously do it like this, that, plus that, which is fine if you got one or two numbers, a couple of numbers, but if you got a lot of numbers, it's a very inefficient way to do it, obviously. So the much better way to do is equals sum, open bracket, and then the range of cells that you're talking about. And you can see that there, easy, and just returns the overall number. So that's the first one, sum. The next one that you'll probably find that you use a lot is average. So in Excel, there's a couple of different ways to do average. For a simple mean, you use the word average. So equals average, and you do the same thing. Open bracket, select the range of cells, close bracket, and that gives you the average of the group of data. You can also do other averages like median, and that's just simple median, and you do the same thing of the same range. Really good way to really quickly find the average and the median, or the mean and the median for a big group of data, and obviously it applies usually to bigger chunks of data that are harder to manipulate. Another good one is min and max. You can see that here. So it basically picks the lowest number for min and the highest number for max. So it's quite good, especially if you're working with large amounts of data. So equals min, open bracket, select the range, close bracket, and then you've got the minimum out of the data set. And the same thing for max. Equals max, open bracket, the data range, close bracket, and you've got maximum as well. But between sum, average, min, and max, they're obviously really basic things, but they're things that you will use quite a lot in your Excel journey. Getting a little bit more complicated, you can do things with if statements. And if statements basically says, if something is true, then do this, otherwise do that. And so you can see this, you can do either text-based responses, or you can do actual equations in the formula as well. So here I've used the formula. You can see this. If D3, so if 50 is greater than D4, then put in quotation marks oversold, otherwise put under capacity. And just a really simple example of whether you have enough stock or whatever to be able to deliver on orders or whatever it might be. So you can see that here it says oversold. If you change this to 30, it's not true, so it becomes the second option. So the first option is if it's true, and the second option here is if it's not true. And for text-based, you just have to put it in the speech marks, and to separate the true from the false, you put a comma. You can do the same with equations as well with the if statement. So in this case, if D3 is greater than D4, then D3 minus D4, or if it's not, then do the opposite, D4 minus D3. So you can do a bunch of different equations, but it basically just, the thing to remember is, it's if something is true, then do this, otherwise do that. And then the last one that you'll probably find using quite a lot is a count if and a count A statement. Count A basically counts all the non-empty cells. So you can see that here, equals count A and then the range, C4 to C10, and it basically saying how many of those cells actually contain text. So you can see that here, cell 1, cell 2, cell 4, cell 5, cell 6, cell 7 include text, and so that's 6. A count if is based on if a certain condition is met. And so you can do this, the condition could be a number or a letter. So basically what I've done here is I've said count all the yeses or the y's. And in this case, so it's basically equals count if, open bracket, the range of data, comma, the condition that you count it. So in this case, in quotation marks, y, it will count up how many y's are in the data set, and you can see that comes out as 4. Anyway, hopefully these beginner tips are really helpful for you. I'll be publishing more videos with other more complex equations in the near term. Thanks.